So hello and welcome to this video on critical reasoning. You can see questions on CR, which is critical reasoning, either in the reasoning section itself, or you can see this in the English section. And this is one section where I have seen a lot of students struggling and they find it challenging. They feel that we don't understand how to eliminate options and we don't know what is an argument, etc. So what I've done is I have planned to divide this into two videos. One video is on the basic concept of critical reasoning and argument, and I'll also give you a solid strategy to crack questions on critical reasoning. And in the second video is where we will do some problem solving. We will look at some questions and we'll eliminate options. So let's get started. Okay, so first thing to understand is how a critical reasoning question looks in the exam. So this is how you will find the question in the exams. There is a small paragraph. That paragraph is called argument. There is a question asked on that argument saying which of the following if true, something, something, and then there are these answer choices. So this is how a question looks like in the exam. So let's understand first what is an argument. Is this the verbal tiff between two people? No. In critical reasoning, when we talk about argument, argument is a statement which could be backed by a rationale. So let's take a simple example to understand. So let's say this is your argument and it says you are preparing hard, therefore you will crack aptitude exams. So this is a very simple argument. Let's see what are these different elements of this argument. So it says you will crack aptitude exams and it says you are preparing hard, therefore. So basically the point that you're trying to make, your conclusion is that you will crack aptitude exam. Now on what basis are you saying this? The basis or rationale is that you're working hard. So that means two things are explicit in an argument, which is the point, the conclusion, and your rationale, right? So these are the two things which are explicit. There is also one thing which is not explicitly stated, which is really the unsaid part of the argument, and that is the linking between your rationale to your conclusion. And that linking is nothing but your assumption. That means here you are making an assumption that hard work leads to success in aptitude exams. So this is a very simple argument, but this just helps put things in perspective as to what really an argument is. Now, what are the kind of questions that are asked in critical reasoning? So for example, this is one type of question, but the most common type of questions are: what is the underlying assumption in the argument? Which of the following options, if true, can strengthen, bolster, or support the argument? And it could be on weakening the argument. Which option can weaken the argument or undermine the author's argument? There could also be options like what is the inference, or which option represents the right analogy, and so on. But the most common type of questions are these three. So let's understand these three questions and let's try to apply the same on this argument, right? I think assumption is something that I've already discussed. So now if it says which of the following options, if true, can strengthen or support the above argument? Now if you have to support this argument, that means you have to say yes, you have to provide something which will say yes, the conclusion is right. So there are two ways you can do this. One, working on the assumption, or working on the basis of the argument. So if I give some additional facts or additional evidence to support this argument, I will strengthen the argument. So for example, if I say not only are you working hard, but you also have a solid strategy and study plan. So you're looking at the past 10-year papers, you're looking at which topics carry more weightage, which carries less weightage, and that's how you're studying. So that means you're not only just working hard, but you're working smart. You have a solid strategy as well. Or it could be that you're not only doing theory, but you're doing a lot of practice through mock tests. You analyze your mock tests and you're getting great scores in your mock tests, which is really testimony to the fact that you're going in the right direction. So what did I just do? I just gave some additional evidence and supported your argument. Or I could also say that there has been a study which has shown that in the last few years, most people who do well are the people who worked hard. That means hard work is the single most important ingredient when it comes to success. So all these are nothing but supportive of your argument. So this is supporting the argument. Now, how can you undermine the argument? If you were to undermine or weaken somebody's argument, you can again do the same thing. You can either attack the assumption, or you can give additional evidence or refute the evidence. So for example, no, I don't think you're working hard, while you lock the door and pretend that you're working hard, but maybe you're playing video games, maybe you're watching movies. So that would really undermine the evidence, right? So that is how you can attack the basis. Or you can say that hard work is not a very important ingredient when it comes to success in aptitude exams. It is more a function of IQ, or it's more to do with smart work, it's more to do with strategy, and so on. So this is how you can apply the same logic in other questions to get it. Okay, so now that we have understood how a question looks like, what an argument is, how we really break an argument into different parts, and how we can find strengthener or a weakener, let's move on. So what is our overall strategy? The first thing is that before we go to the argument and get bogged down in that argument, we should first understand what is it that we are looking for. That means reading the question stem very carefully to understand, am I looking for an assumption? So how does an assumption looks like? Assumption is the bridging between your basis and your conclusion. Am I looking for a strengthener? That means I have to support the author's argument. I can do it by providing additional evidence. I can do it by making the assumption very solid, and most important thing, or if I'm looking for a weakener also, I could do the same thing. So if you don't have your end objective in mind, it's like going to a supermarket without knowing what you want to shop for, and you end up buying things which you don't really want. So that's one. Second, paraphrase and summarize the argument. This means, now the argument that I gave was very simple one. It was honestly very simplistic, but in the exam it could be a little convoluted, it could be a little more complex and lengthy. So it is important that you paraphrase and summarize after reading into your own simple words. In fact, you could be algorithmic in your approach. You could just write it down saying that he's saying X and Y leads to Y, for example. This is how I do it, so that you understand clearly what is the argument saying. Third, before you go to the options, because options can cloud your judgment, options can color your thinking. So before you go to the options, first of all, think of a probable answer, and then once you reach there, then you start eliminating the options. And I have seen, if you read and understood the argument well, you'll be able to reject most wrong options. But if you're still stuck with 2-3 options, a couple of tactics that have worked for me is that, one, eliminate the options that are out of scope. So if you really go into the mind of the examination setter, so what they really do is that the wrong option choices are also framed by individuals like you and me. So what they do, they'll keep some options which are out of scope. That means he's talking about India, and the option is talking about something bigger at a world level or at an Asia level, or let's say talking about US. It could also be sometimes, for example, they say, which of the following options can weaken? So if I say you're working hard, therefore you'll succeed in the exams, and if I say you will not succeed, now you will not succeed is just a simple negation of the argument. It's not weakening the argument. So please be wary of these things. Last, this is so silly and so simple, but you won't believe how many people make mistakes here. So for example, people understand the argument very well, he's asking for a strengthener, and people will go ahead and choose options that are weakening the argument, for example, or he's asking for an inference and people are giving them assumptions. So this sounds very simple, but very, very basic, but very important to stay focused on the task at hand. So this is how we go about a question. We read the question stem, we go to the argument knowing what is it that we are looking for, we paraphrase to simplify the thinking in our head. If you want to write also 1-2 words here, you can write, and then you think of an answer based on the question and the argument you're understanding. You think of an answer, and then you go to the options and you start rejecting using the various techniques I just told you. So thanks for watching the video, and I hope you have a solid understanding of critical reasoning basics now. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where we will solve questions and find the right answer choices.